Welcome back to another electrostatics worked example. So this is one of many other worked examples that we'll actually do for this specific physics chapter, right? So one thing that you might come across in this chapter is a question like this. So in this question, you are given an object that has this minus 4.8 times 10 to the power 19 coulombs, times 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs of charge. So one thing you'll notice that obviously this is a negative charge. If you see, this is a negative charge, right? So that's one thing you must note, as obvious as that sounds, but it's a very important observation, especially for questions like this. So now we are being asked this charge that we're given, which is Q of an object, could be a sphere, usually it's a sphere, it could be anything else, coulombs, right? Now the first question asks us, how many excess electrons does it have, right? So when you're asked a question like this, how many excess electrons does an object with a certain net charge have or has, right? There's a formula that we tend to use. It's called N is Q over E, right? So what happens here is N will be the number of excess electrons, right? So it's the number of excess electrons or protons actually, because it depends on the situation, but we'll talk about that as we continue with the video. And then Q is the charge of the object, right? So Q is our net charge of the particular object. And then there's E. E is basically the elementary charge of one electron, right? It's the same for a proton as well. Just like for a proton, it would be positive instead, but it's just the net, right? So E is basically the elementary charge of a single proton, right? This value is given as, so E is, if we're talking about, or not proton, sorry, electron. But you could also say or proton, right? So E is given as minus 1.602 times 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs, right? So what this means is, in our case now, remember, if you have a negative charge, this is a net charge. What that means is you have more electrons than you do have protons. Remember, electrons are negative and protons are positive. So if you have more electrons in that particular object, the net charge of that object will be negative. However, on the flip side, if you had more protons, then the net charge would have been positive. So instead of having negative here, we would have had positive instead, right? So now what that translates to is, in this question, you would therefore say N is equals to minus 4.8. Actually, you don't have to include this minus. It's just that some people prefer doing so. So when I punch my calculator, I get 2.996, but we have to round off to 2 decimals, or in this case, since it's a number, we are counting. So this is approximately 3. So we can confidently say that this object has about an excess of 3 electrons. So N represents the number of those excess electrons or protons. What does that mean? So if you like, which is what most people prefer, right? You can either say, well, if this was positive, if the charge maybe was positive, and let's say Q instead was plus 4.8 times 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. The question instead would ask you, how many excess protons does this object have? Why excess protons? Because it is positive. So this tells us that it has excess protons. So you would carry out the same step. So you'd say N is 4.8 times 10 to the power minus 19, all this over 1.602 times 10 to the power minus 19. So if you check now, my signs are both positive because N must always be a positive number, right? So what most people prefer doing is just whenever, even if you're calculating for electrons, you keep the signs positive all the time. That's still acceptable. There's nothing wrong with that. All you have to understand is how to interpret that final answer, right? So in the first example, 3 means there are 3 excess electrons because our net charge is negative. Now in our second example, this will also be approximately 3 because it's the same numbers. This will be 3 excess protons instead, right? So that's the main difference. So it doesn't get more difficult than this, right? So yes, so let me just say, what if the object had a positive net charge? Yes. So just to say, what if the object had a positive net charge? We would carry out the same steps or similar steps, but instead of saying excess electrons, in this case it would be excess protons, right? Because now it has more protons than it does have the electrons. So let's go to B. So at B, right, we are asked to explain why the charge is negative. It's basically what I've been saying so far. The reason the charge is negative is because the object carries more electrons than it does. So as already stated, the object has more electrons than protons. As a result, the net charge will be negative, right? So this is actually a rule even for in chemistry as well. When you're doing your ions and you realize that there are more positively charged ions than you have the negatively charged ones, or vice versa. It depends, right? So it's a rule in physics where you have an excess of electrons, the overall sign will be negative, and then where you have an excess of protons, the overall sign will be positive, right? So in this case, we're talking about charges. So that is it for this video, or rather this example. Thank you.